Hey guys, stay standing up. Thanks for coming. My name's Fig. I'm one of the co-founders of Squid. I'm going to do a workshop on how to do payments across chain. Any EVM token, any Cosmos token, Cosmos have. So talk about what Squid is and how it works, what's happening under the hood. Say it again. Oh, a bit louder. Okay. Yeah, sure. I can get the mic closer. So we'll talk about what's happening under the hood and do an example of doing a cross-chain swap from EVM to between the Cosmos as well. And then I'll show you the widget and yeah, save any questions for the end. If you don't answer anything. We're a team of 11 people, all work remotely, Discord, and we're going to focus on UX. That's mostly what we're solving is UX problem, and then also we're getting best prices. So we're in a DEX aggregator component as well, which is getting best price across every DEX and every chain. Our key features are the killer thing that we're talking about here is swapping from the EVM to Cosmos, which I think hasn't been exported before. And it's working on testnet. You can develop with it now, but we're going into mainnet in the next few weeks. Everything in Squid is a single click, so in order to compete with anything Web 2, we make sure that everything that Squid does can be done in one transaction, especially across chain where you have to wait between transactions. You don't want your users waiting for 15 seconds between clicks. And part of that is being able to do contract calls. So you can do a swap from any token on one chain to any token on another and then call it on. So think about Stripe or PayPal. You embed Stripe into a website, you can buy the product on that website in one click. When trying to get that same experience, no matter if you have your assets on Arbitrum or your assets on Osmosis, you can log onto an app and spend your money in one click. We do a path unwinding, which is an issue specific to the Cosmos. It's actually not specific to the Cosmos, but it's a big thing which we fix. Track status, and you're able to get gas as well. So one of the big problems of this chain is you get to a new chain and you can't do anything else because you need gas and you have to go back to Osmosis to get some gas and then transfer it. Yeah, so with our swaps, we actually split the path in Osmosis. So you swap most of your assets into the token you're trying to get, to gas, maybe less than the Cosmos. So that use your assets once you grow it. Our stack is, we build across the stack smart contracts, running components which you can build with, and we're connected to most of the big EVM chains now, 30 Cosmos chains, and hopefully 50 plus. We should be connected to basically every chain. We've been audited by Consensus Diligence and Aki Blockchain, and we only use IBC, which everyone knows here is like very secure, and then in the EVM world, we use Axelar, which is the most decentralized of the general message passing protocols in the EVM world. And with cross-chain swaps, there's actually not too much risk because the user's only exposed to risk during the swap, which in our case is usually about 20 seconds. We don't have any TVLs. There's no honey pot for hackers to get. This is the route, so we connect with SushiSwap Curve, we've got a DEX aggregator that connects to most of the EVM DEXs, and we get the best price and we swap into usually Axelar USDC, send that over to a DEX in Cosmos, like Osmosis, and then we can swap into any Cosmos token there. And then same with Cosmos, we handle path unwinding. So say you're on Lumi and you've got Atom and you want to do a swap from Atom to something else. We actually send Atom back to the Cosmos hub, send it to Osmosis, do the swap, and then we do the same thing, forwarding the token on to the destination. And there's two IBC middlewares that make this all possible. So we encourage all of our partners to install the packet forward middleware and the IBC Aux middleware. Yeah, any questions to start with before I go into any code? Yeah, it's a REST API, I think. It's just a standard REST API. I can show you the interface. Actually, I don't have internet, so I can't pull up the API docs, but you can check it on README. Okay, let's get into some code. All right, so these are the docs. You can go to, we've got an examples repo here, which has working examples. Actually, has some mainnet examples, but they won't be, you won't be able to access them at the moment. Squid router docs. So this is the examples repo. So open up this example cross-chain swap to the Cosmos, and so the first thing that all of this is just importing your private keys. This is actually Ethereum. So if you guys haven't touched Ethereum before, I don't know, have you had experience with Ethers or? Yeah, a little bit. So with Ethers, yeah, you'll need a MetaMask wallet and export your private key or generate a private key some other way. See launch. Got this function here which gets the SDK. So we put in this URL. You should be able to get on the docs. It's a this is the testnet, Cosmos testnet endpoint, which once we go to production, we'll change. Integrator ID as well. Here's the oh yeah. Change the theme. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, no joke. It's basically possible to see it. Maybe put into light mode. Yeah. Another change. Nice. Can you see that okay? Oh, it is. So yeah, you get the SDK, all of these are just init functions, and then you'll be able to, we provide a list of all the tokens that we support in every chain. It's not generic in the sense that you can put in your address and then have any token supported. You actually have to come and get it whitelisted with this. So we provide a list of tokens. So you can find the token there, and then this is the guts of it. You put it, you have from chain, you've got token, to chain, two token, and then in from when you make the call, we'll return you the full payload you need to execute on the source chain, and then you'll execute that with a MetaMask or a Kepler, whatever it's connected with. And in terms of the IBC file unwinding issue, like we always use the denom on the chain with the token. We have in our token lists we might have pattern like 5 different tokens for all the different chains. The best way to do it, as far as we're concerned, they're different. They're actually different tokens. It's not the same. So instead of having, say, I'm not sure which this is, and Noble USDC. So instead of having Noble USDC on Osmosis, you actually put IBCD without Noble USDC. You can get slippage. You need a fallback address on the Ethereum side, and that's just for refunds of gas. You can get just a quote as well, which makes it faster. So yeah, we have an SDK here which gets the route and then executes it for you as well, and that's using and then on the Cosmos side, we use a JS. Passing your solver, your route. Going from the Ethereum side, Axelar has a really powerful block explorer, chain block explorer, which allows you to track transactions and see what the transaction on the destination chain was. So we've got a status API, which status API will return you the block explorer for Axelar scanner, or the Cosmos side should return you the net scanner for all the chains along the route too. I don't have internet connections, so I'm not going to remember. But yeah. Do you have any questions like at this point? We want to keep going? Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So the question was, can we use this function here, finding a token inside the program, or at least using all the programs? We haven't used it here. It's actually Osmo there. Yeah. So we could have just put a token in this example. Yeah. And so this is a way for you to be like, I just want Osmo. Since I want Osmo. Yeah. Yeah, so the question was, can we do it in the other direction from Cosmos to India? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it should be an any to any relationship between any token we support. If you have one, you should be able to get another. Exactly. Yeah. But on the Cosmos side, you're passing a Cosmos signer instead of an Ethereum signer. It needs to sign account. But exactly. we don't have any revenue. But we have fee sharing. So when we get integrated into wallets and other DApps and protocols, they can charge a fee using our API. It's actually really hard for a lot of projects to make any money. So this is a cool opportunity for them to take it. We've had a lot of demand for it and they ship it. Yeah, it's not so. I might introduce a really small fee as well on trades, but we need to be really yeah, so I can do an example. I can show you. You can see there you go, Cosmos. And someone in Squid coded this yesterday. It's actually all on mainnet, so don't tell anyone. But, you might have. Yeah, you just reverse the I wanted to go through the contract call feature as well. Are you familiar with legacy books? So like basically at the end of the saving starting time. So at the end of your swap around, you can add this Cosmos contract call object, and yeah, you just pass the JSON. And it works. Just to connect the transfer gets added in, or if there's a swap, it gets added. Central say. Yeah. Yeah. So the EVM side, that's part of some slides for capabilities. It's not using Axelar. So let me see. I've got an example. Oh my god. Yeah, it's been like 9 months. It's been like installed it yet. But a lot of them haven't. It's actually getting pretty good. And yeah, on the EVM side, this is how you collect it. So it's so on the EVM side, we have a multi-call contract. So it's literally slightly differently. So like every call, we have one sort of master orchestrator contract which does pull to as many calls as the contract as you like, and so this account like master model. Yeah. So the way the custom contract call thing works, we have this array. It's an array of calls. You can imagine in Ethereum, you go to a DEX, you have to first approve the DEX, then you do a swap, and then maybe transfer the tokens to a user. You go to Ethereum, deposit them. That's what's happening. So we have this structure which allows you to approve transaction, and then we do a deposit transaction. This is into a lending pool, cross-chain lending. And a really good feature of like what we needed to do is because whenever there's a swap, it's not deterministic how many tokens you get. So we needed to have a smart contract which updates the poll data. So you can improve the swap point. Yeah. Second. Can you simulate? You can't simulate before the user signed the transaction. Yeah. But you can, once the transaction arrives at the destination chain, just check the balance. So you can do all sorts of things. You can do staking, lending pools, buy NFTs across chain. Name servers. And got some widgets for that, which I'll go into next. But do you want me to go into the EVM stuff any more? Yeah. So you should be able to do any action. You can't do withdrawals yet because there's no authentication of the maybe CMX is really if we wanted to withdraw from a lending call, for example, there's no way of proving that the sender is myself. So you need some kind of overlay on the top where you do signature verification. Yeah, you can make it work. Yeah. That's the next step. We might build that into Squid as well, but yeah. Nice. So I'm not connected to the internet, but this is the widget. Yeah, you can see at the top we're actually connected to the Wi-Fi. There's no yet. But this is the widget. Oh, it's fun. No, it's fun. I mean, yeah, I could do it. I'll just show you. Exactly. Yeah. Well, you can. I mean, you can build more stuff. Yeah, you don't have to do anything to get the deposits or swaps working. It's a React component which you can install. Yeah, it's just a few lines. And then we have a staking widget coming where you can install the widget on the iframe. When you set the config, you can set the custom contract calls into the config. So it's like you choose whatever token you want, and then it will stake into lending pool like every time. It's like the interface is pre-built. Should be really easy to copy paste. Same with NFT checkout. We've got one coming where you can imagine the two section is just an NFT. And when you're on the NFT marketplace, you select your NFT and then click buy, and this widget pops up, and it has your NFT preloaded with the custom contract calls for that purchase. Choose the token you want to pay with. To solve. Then it takes that care. Yeah, use cases. I guess you guys are well aware. Yeah? Any other questions? Follow us on Twitter and Discord. Yeah, come on. Ask any questions if you have.